Well, morning everyone in Europe and evening everyone in New Zealand. I suppose you could pick it that we were a bit busy this morning with a lot going on with Maiden arriving, so we couldn't actually manage the tracker. So if we don't come up at 9 in the morning for New Zealanders, we'll be up at 9 at night if we can. And if we're not here at 9 at night, then we'll be there at 9 in the morning, wherever you are, if you get the message, sort of thing. Anyway, in amongst all that, we had not much sleep again last night. That was crazy. Lots going on. But I tried to get to bed early, and then about midnight, I'm not going to mention the name of the boat. We had another EPIRB false alarm. So that kept us going for about an hour by the time we did all the checks and bits and pieces, but that was sorted. And that was after, I think I got to bed early about, I don't know, 9:30 or something, up again at midnight. Then we got the tracker of Maiden coming down the coast, and very confusing because the wind was swinging a bit, and 1 minute there was going to be another like 10-12 mile tack in there, then it's not, and they're coming around a different angle. So we were monitoring that carefully, and it looked pretty settled. It was going to be about 8 o'clock or thereafter, and in amongst that, Jane and I moved into another apartment, hence the different background, which has now got like 5 flights of stairs, which was not mentioned before. So we had to get out of one into another, and it was just got crazy. But anyway, we end up at the office and everything's going good. And then we said, Georgia, did you get the boats? Because she was up really early doing all that. And one of the boats was flat battery, and I was the last one to use the boat. And so they said, geez, you didn't turn the batteries off. And I thought, So we were down our big boat to go out there. Anyway, we jumped in the little rib, which normally Georgie has, and did the live, which you probably saw. And eventually, by the time we got back, I was recovered that I didn't flatten the battery. It was the next driver didn't quite put them on the right way, and it appeared the batteries were dead, but they weren't. They just didn't go all the way through. So I felt a bit better about that. But anyway, we got everything done, so that was cool. We're now established in the new apartment, which is okay. And there's a big day today with Maiden coming in, as you know. It was fantastic. The girls did an amazing job. They looked great. It was a surprise to us to see Steinlager and Lion New Zealand coming in with them up the harbour, which was absolutely fantastic. We knew they were down and out and about. They were rendezvoused with Translated when they were coming down, I think it was, yeah. And it was just fantastic to see them in the harbour. It was quite something. We've just issued a press release, which I'll put up. It's online on the website now, and I'll put it up on Facebook after this. Excuse me. And it was 5 Whitbread boats in a row. We had Translated come in, which was ADC Aktak. Then we had Phaser Finland. Oh no, we had Penduic, and then we had Phaser Finland. Then we had Maiden, and then we had Steinlager and Lion New Zealand. So that's actually 4, 5, 6. 60. What do we say in the press release? Yeah, there's 6 Whitbread boats, which was really quite obscure in many ways, and certainly Maiden, Steinlager, and so on, they were in the same event. So it was a lot of fun, and good to see the kids on the boat and so on. So anyway, now it's a case of catching up on some of the social media, getting some of the videos cut and so on. So that'll happen in the next day or two. Ada did an interview, really pleasant interview with Marie today, which will get up soon. Lots of different things. So that's our day today. The other good news is we didn't get our good news. Good and bad. Bad news is we still didn't get our banners and stuff for the Jellicoe Harbour there today, which was supposed to get them, but we're getting them tomorrow. They promised that we will have them tomorrow. So we'll get some of the signage up, and the ones coming out of China are due to arrive on Monday, we hope. So there you go. Anyway, straight to the tracker, and we'll see how we go here. If I hit that again, we'll pop up there. And now I'll come over here. So, a lot happening all on the top of New Zealand here. Next one in will be L'Esprit de Keep, and then Triana's behind them. And then we've got Evrika. Then we've got, Evrika's there. Then Neptune's cut through below them. And then Galliano with Secure and Outlaw. They're having a tussle. And right back here is White Shadow. So it's all going to be happening pretty quick. In fact, Evrika thinks they'll be in on Saturday, which means these guys, Galliano and so on, could be Sunday. And then we'll wait and see about White Shadow. But before we get into too much of that, let's come down here and look at what's happening with Explorer and Sterner.
So here we go. Sterna's still heading down south a bit. She's currently on 45 degrees south and about 90 degrees east. Just under 4,000 miles to go, 3,962 to get to Auckland. And she's doing 6.2 knots in very pleasant conditions by the look of it. That's a nice west-norwesterly that they've got there, probably 2 to 3 metre sea, having a good time, not too stressed, and looking over their shoulder to see what's coming. Explorer, on the other hand, 7.9 knots. That's pretty respectable. 152-mile day, so nothing to scream about. 3,688 miles to go to Auckland. So, and today is exactly the 14th of December, and we're restarting the race on the 14th of January. So they've got a month to get there, and they should easily be able to do 1,000 miles a week. Hopefully they'll do a lot more than that, but anyway, 1,000 miles a week. So that puts them in a couple of days before the restart. So that's still encouraging. And Sterna could arrive right on top of the restart. Hopefully they'll both arrive before then. What have they got happening with the weather following up? They're at a good latitude now. You know, they're in the roaring 40s, well and truly. The big blows down the bottom, they're going through underneath them. So there's nothing to worry about there by the look of that. That colour gives them about sort of 30 knots gusting to 40 max with about, probably a 3-4 metre sea. And they can easily handle that. And then coming up behind them is the centre of this high that they want to avoid. But I think it's all going to go over the top of them. It might get a bit soft there. Bearing in mind at that point, this is the 17th, so it's 3 days ahead. They'll be up here somewhere. We might send them down just a little bit further south. Oh, that's our phone. We've got to quickly grab that and see which one it is. We've got 4 phones. Just excuse me for a sec. What is it?
Lovely.
Just talk to them and see if it's anything. It's a bit of kip. We're not sure why. Just say hello.
Hello.
Just assume everything's okay on board. They got a little issue, so Jane will talk to them about that and see how we go. So that's looking okay. So I'll scrap back to the normal weather. So we're back on today's weather, and we now have a situation where White Shadow out in the middle of Tasman doing 8.1 knots. That's probably better if I come back here. 8.1 knots and 192 mile day. Not too bad. 922 miles to go to Auckland. And they're 11th in line on us, 11th IRC, 3rd in cellular class, in the middle there, and all looking quite sweet. No big surprises coming their way. So, everything okay?
Some medical.
Okay, yeah, all right. So I'll talk to them in a minute. Okay, so Galliana was secured, 6.1 knots and 155 miles to go. 155 mile day, 445 nautical miles to Auckland. So they're all getting rather close now. Outlaw 6.4 knots, 149 mile day. Again, bit soft. They got the center of the high above them, so not a lot of breeze, but still moving in the right direction. 149 miles in the last 24 hours. So pretty much level pegging with Galliana, but Galliana was secured, got a little bit further along the way. Evrika, again, not too fast, 5.7, 180 mile day, though. That's pretty good. And 316 mile a day to go. So spoke to them today on SoundCloud. That's up now. They're hoping to be in on Saturday, so we'll keep our fingers crossed for that. Neptune roaring up on the inside, doing pretty well. A bit more breeze, 7.2 knots, 185 mile day, and 258 miles to go. That's easy within the next 2 days. I think there's some other late nights coming up soon as well. So let's just pick this up now for Triana. They've moved pretty well around the corner, but it's not super strong winds, but it'll be flat seas, so they're spinning us up. It's on the beam. And they've asymmetrics up for sure, going for it, 7.6 knots, 172 mile day, 163 miles to go. So I'll work that out in a minute. We're all just hoping in the office. We didn't get it. We didn't leave the office until about 7:30 or something to getting this press release out. But we hope we get to sleep tomorrow night. We'll get to sleep tonight for sure. And then we'll see what happens. So L'Esprit de Keep, 8.7 knots, 181 mile day, and distance to the finish 143. So if they were doing 7 knots, that's 20 hours. 20 hours from now is what is it? 4 down from there. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So and they're going to be a bit quicker than that. So if they can hold that breeze all the way through, they'll be in late sometime tomorrow afternoon. But we'll see what the weather's going to do. So let's assume it's going to be, 3, 4, 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. That's the basis of that. And if that was the case, then we've got Triana about 15 miles behind, maybe 20. Hang on, we've got midships to midships, about 18 miles behind. So that's going to be 2.5 hours, 2 and a bit hours, depending on how fast they're going and what the wind direction is, all those other issues, but a few hours behind. So hopefully the Spirit of Kip will be in tomorrow afternoon, and then Triana will be in just before dark. But we don't know until we look at the weather. So I'm going to zoom back a bit here now, and I won't concentrate on the finishes. We'll just look at them overall. I'm going to forget about White Shadow for the minute. We'll go and have a quick spin at them when we've pushed this through a bit, just to see what's going on. So get rid of that, put it on here, and let's just, if I go any larger, we won't be able to see what's happening. Yeah, I've got to stay back at 5. That's the best we can do. So let's just push this through. Here we go, 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock tonight. You can see there it's all a bit soft, but it's coming around behind, so that'll keep them moving reasonably well. That's okay. They'll move okay. These guys are all on the beam. That's okay. It's going to be a bit tough maybe for Neptune going around. It'll be a bit quiet. This is tomorrow night. And so then we come into the next day, and you can see it's a little bit soft here. So it might slow them down a bit and might drag it into the night, might drag, one or both into the night tomorrow night. It's very hard to call on this. The rest of them sailing quite nicely. Neptune's going to be bogged down. There's very light winds there. By the look of that, it's only 10 knots behind them. So they might be moving at 4 or 5 knots, but nothing fast. So we'll have to just monitor that. I'll come up tomorrow with another tracker look, and we'll see how it goes. But there, it's right behind them. These guys have been reaching, so they're doing okay. This is on the 16th. Still a couple of days away, so they'll get around okay. They'll be around the corner and then sailing nicely, but not fast, not like the first 4 boats. They were very lucky with what's going on. Maiden just did 1 leg down the harbour after they got sorted. They had a couple of tacks by the city, then 1 leg to the finish just about, but it was okay. And happy to be in, very happy indeed. All right, so that's about that. We'll have a quick look at White Shadow, just make sure there's nothing dramatic coming up behind them there. We'll just push this through. No, it's all pretty straightforward. A little bit quiet there maybe tomorrow. Yeah, a little bit quiet. So, but no big storms. It just comes down to, that's going to go, no, it'll all be on the beam. So everything looks good. So everyone's pretty happy. Okay, I'm going to now come back, get these questions, and then see what Spirit's up to. The Spirit of Keep, rather. Hi, Nigel, Christine. Hi, Don. Please, can you settle the bot of controversy on Facebook? Re-weather translated. Oh, yeah, we've said it all over the place. It certainly looked like it on your coverage. Yeah, we're not actually using the tracker to finish this second leg. We have a human sitting in a special cabin on legs up in the air, watching straight down the line to the yellow buoy. And, we need to hit this first, at the yellow buoy. So it's a human finish line. We actually have a race committee, thanks to the Royal New Zealand Yacht Squadron. So we're using a human with a pair of binoculars and with a watch, and just bang, got it. Because what can happen is, because as soon as we cross, they turn back around. When we say it's live, it's very quick, but it might only be every five minutes or so, and they can do that. And the line, we don't think, is lined up exactly with the yellow buoy. So there's all those other issues. So it's not a drama. Once we come up with the official finish time from the official finisher, who is a human, we then pass that over to Yellowbrick, and you'll see it becomes a real-time finish on the leaderboard. So don't worry about it. It's very easy. It's not a controversy at all. Pretty straightforward. Jose, morning from Porto. Porto in Portugal. Know that place. Very nice. Not an issue. Yeah, cool. Okay, that's it. I know it's caught a few people out because we're not on a scheduled time, but we've been busy, and we still are, but it's all good. Everyone's working well, and we'll be so happy when we get all our flags and banners up. So it's coming, and we're very snug here. Very good reception from everyone in Auckland, and the media is starting to pick things up here. So see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.